ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਰਸ਼ਦੀਪ। ਤੇ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ 20 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਉਹ ਬਣਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ। ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਐਡਵਾਂਸ ਪੋਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ। ਸੋ ਓਰੀਜਨਲ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ 20 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਣੇ ਹੈਗੇ। ਸੋ ਕੀਪ ਵੋਟਿੰਗ, ਕੀਪ ਸਪੋਰਟਿੰਗ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਲਈ ਕੁਝ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰੇ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਫਰਸਟ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਟੀਮ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰੀ ਟੀਮ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਟਰਸਟੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੇਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਪਏ ਆ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਆ ਉਹ, ਤੇ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਇਲੈਕਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ। ਆਓ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੀਮ। Our audience are welcoming you and thank you for your time. First of all, would you introduce to my audience to yourself, please?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ, ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਗੈਰੀ ਥਿੰਦ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ 2014 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਟਰਸਟੀ ਬਣਿਆ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੁਣ ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਟਰਮ ਮੈਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਤੇ ਆਉਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਮਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗ੍ਰਾਸ ਰੂਟ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਿੰਗਲਵਾੜਾ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ। ਰੋਟਰੀ ਕਲੱਬ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਸਟ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ 3 ਪ੍ਰਾਇਮਰੀ ਏਜ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਮੈਕਲਾਉਡ ਰੋਡ ਟ੍ਰੈਡੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਬਾਰੇ ਚਿੰਤੇ ਸੀਗਾ। ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਕਿੱਤਾ ਉਹ ਰੀਅਲ ਏਸਟੇਟ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਨੀਟਰੀ ਕੋਈ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ। ਮੇਰੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਮਨਸ਼ਾ ਸੀਗੀ, ਮੈਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕੀਤਾ 2014 ਵਿੱਚ। ਹੁਣ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਜੋ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਸੇ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਿਰ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ।
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and would you pass the mic, please?
Good morning. Good afternoon, I
Hi.
guess. I'm Lori Larson. I've been on the board for 10 years and serving the last term as chairperson of the Surrey Board of Education. I've lived in Surrey for over 60 years and I have 4 adult children, all who graduated with honours from the Surrey School District. I worked with the City of Surrey for 27 years and was the first female building inspector. And I then ran and I spent 15 years as the president of the union, the very first union president as well for City of Surrey workers. I've been on many committees, to name a few: the Aboriginal Council Committee, which I'm still on, Diversity Committee, Health and Safety Committees, on the Pay Equity Committee for many years. I've worked well in the community, volunteered for over 40 years at places like the Food Bank, active member of the Rotary Club, and I do appreciate being here today, and hopefully we've shown that as a team we work well together.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you. My name is Garry Timashuk, and I'm just completing my return term to the school board. I was on the school board before, back between 1996 and 1999. And in 1999 I was elected to Surrey City Council and then re-elected in 2002, and then I chose not to run in 2005. So I certainly bring that kind of experience to the role of school trustee and seeking re-election along with my colleagues here. In the past, I have chaired a number of committees based here in Surrey, including the Surrey Library Board. And just to mention something I don't mention too often, but I'm very proud that under my chairmanship back in the early 90s, that's when that board made the decision to bring the Punjabi books to the Strawberry Hill Library here in Surrey. So something that we're very proud of back then.
Yeah.
I've also chaired the Surrey Parks Recreation and Culture Commission and also the Surrey Crime Prevention Society. So all of that, and outside of that community involvement, I also have worked in business and non-profit work where I'm currently a vice president of an organization. So I think my personal leadership skills speak for themselves. And much like Lori mentioned a moment ago, I'm very proud of the work that our board has achieved, but most importantly that has been achieved by the fact that we work so well together, all of us. We actually enjoy going to our meetings and participating and making a great public education system here for everybody in Surrey.
That's good. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Terry Allen. I'm currently Vice Chair and also Budget Chair of the Surrey Board of Education. Prior to that, during that, I was also President of QP Local 379 to support staff in Burnaby, I've also been now elected to the BCPC Board of Directors. Along with my colleagues, I certainly have to emphasize the fact of just how well as a team we work. As you can tell, and you'll hear from Trustee Holmes, just how diversified we are and how much we bring to the table. And that's one of the reasons why this board works so well. We come from the left, the right, and the centre, and at the end of the day, we all leave our politics at the door and deal with the one issue, and that issue is the students of Surrey. And so I hope that this group stays together so they can continue to do that kind of work. It's very difficult work sometimes, and there's a lot at stake sometimes, but none of us bring individual needs to the table. It's always the needs of the children. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry.
Hi, my name is Bob Holmes. I've been a school trustee for the last 4 years. Very proud to have served with this fantastic team. And my background, I've been in Surrey since a small child, near mid-70s. We moved here, my family, and so did my wife's actually. We both went to Surrey schools, and actually her and I met in high school here in Surrey, and our kids also went to school in Surrey. And prior to that, my different experiences, what really led me to become school trustee was my interest as a parent. So I was very involved in parent advisory councils on our elementary school that our children attended, as well as a high school. I served in different roles in the executive there for 11 years, and also for 9 years as a district PAC. So basically the district PAC helps out with all education and connecting PACs together. And that's really I feel a big strength of mine is my ability to make connections. And I was chair or vice chair for 5 years of that organization. And we were very involved in advocating for capital, which is really dovetailed nicely into my role here as a school trustee, where we do the same kind of work. So it's really been my great privilege to serve with this team, to work hard on behalf of the students and parents and all of our partner groups, our teachers and our support staff here in Surrey. And I hope to continue with this team for the next 4 years.
Yeah, thank you. We hope to do that too. Thank you. And as a team, you guys are doing well, I believe. And we have 2 Garys in the team, right? And there is one more person who is missing today, right?
So
Sean.
Sean Wilson, ਸਾਡੇ 6ਵੇਂ trustee ਹੈਗੇ ਆ.
So you don't have mic. Yeah. You can. Yeah.
ਸੋ ਸ਼ੌਨ ਵਿਲਸਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ 6ਵੇਂ ਟਰਸਟੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ 7ਵੇਂ ਟਰਸਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਵਾਈਟ ਰੌਕ ਤੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ 6 ਟਰਸਟੀ ਸਰੀ ਚੋਂ ਚੁਣੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰਾਇਰ ਕਮਿਟਮੈਂਟ ਸੀ ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਈ ਹੀ couldn't be here so
that's good. We have 5 of you, and we will first talk about your accomplishments. You did in 4 years. So if you can talk about 2 minutes about your accomplishments to the audience, that will be great. So 2 minutes each. So your accomplishments. Okay, so your time starts now.
Okay, well, as I mentioned earlier, really advocating for capital is something that's been with my background for a long time. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. So in the last 4 years, we've been able to add 7,300, a commitment from the provincial government for 7,300 new seats for Surrey, which is just a fantastic accomplishment. What we're seeing now is we're seeing all those schools come online. We're going to start seeing the portable numbers reduce. There was an increase recently because the Supreme Court decision around class size and composition meant we had to have a lot more classrooms. So that did result in a small increase. But we're looking now with all new schools we're bringing on to really bring that number down in a big way. And we've opened up a capital project office with the Ministry of Education, which allows us to more closely align with them and what they need, rather than us sending things back to the government and back and forth waiting for answers. We all work together from the beginning, collaborate on a good plan so that can go more quickly to provincial government and mean quicker approvals for us. So something we've really worked very hard on, and we're hoping to accelerate that. We actually recently passed a motion at one of our board meetings to sit down with government and really get a commitment to exactly how we can reduce that more quickly. There was a lot of talk around the last provincial election around eliminating the portables quickly. We're really looking at, let's have a short-term goal on the way there to get us part-way there and have a really good plan rather than this vague idea that we want to get rid of portables. So this way we really can have some strong planning going ahead. We want to have this planned out properly, not just always a quick announcement when it's convenient. We want to have a proper plan to get rid of those portables over a period of time and really make a big impact, because it's really important for our students. Those portables cost our district money every year. They're not an ideal learning environment. They work okay for a temporary solution, but they shouldn't be something that we have in our schools for years and years.
That's quick. That's 1.5. So that's quick. And now your time starts now. Yeah, your time starts now.
Thank you. I think as budget chair, one of our greatest accomplishment is the fact that we've been able to balance the books for the last 4 years. A balanced budget is critical to how the board operates. But at the end of the day, when that happens, part of the reason we've been able to do that is that as a board, and certainly as a team, we've been able to maintain the level of funding the way it is, which is on a per pupil basis. And this board has always been concerned that during the funding review that might change. And if that changes, then it will mean dramatic changes to how we can fund the school district. And so we work continually with the province and all levels of government to maintain that level of funding. And I think that this board together has achieved that. And so hopefully in the next 4 years we can continue that. We also continue to push for our fair share of community links funding. And that's the funding that assists some of the most needy children in Surrey in programs, in food programs, and all of those needed things. Surrey School District, we don't believe, gets its fair share of community links funding. And we will continue to do what we do best, and that is to continue to pressure all levels of government to make sure that we, as the Board of Education, get our fair share of community links funding, of school-based funding, so we can do what we do best, and that is to put whatever money is available into the classroom.
Thank you so much. 3 seconds, but it's good. Now you can start, your time starts now.
All right, thank you. We've got so many success stories that we can share with you. It's just amazing, and that just speaks again to the wonderful work that this board has achieved by working together. But what I want to focus on, and I think it's important to probably for most parents, is what about that quality of education? In other words, the success of the students coming out of the system at the end of their 12 years in public education. And we are very proud of the fact that at the board we set the appropriate policies and regulations for our staff to follow. We employ the right staff at the senior level to make sure that we're able to achieve improvements in the success rate of our students. And it is at an all-time high for Surrey schools, and that is 6.6% above the provincial average. So we're way above that and succeeding extremely well. And that speaks volumes about being able to recruit the right people throughout the system and have the right teaching programs in the classroom, whether they're portables or the classrooms, to make sure that students are being successful. One of the sub-areas just to touch on is, and I know that one of my colleagues will speak a bit more, but the special needs students have shown success improvements as well. So it's across the board, all students in all categories. And again, it just speaks to how we're able to work well together to make those kinds of accomplishments.
Yeah, that was quick too.
Oh, you're not? Oh,
Nobody's exceeding 2 minutes. Yeah, and your time starts now.
That doesn't count.
That's okay.
I was just thinking I was watching TV this morning, and that's what happened. The lady started laughing and she couldn't do the interview.
Yeah, you can start now.
Well,
Keep it close to
There you go. Now your time starts now.
I'd like to talk a bit about the collaboration relationship building that our team has done. We've had over 60 joint meetings with Mayor and Council, local MLAs, MPs, the Ministry, the Minister of Finance, and Treasury Board. And these groups are important to us because these are the groups that control the funding and control the money and how the funding works. So it's really important to have an open collaboration and transparency with these groups to ensure that they consider Surrey first. The second part of it is doing working relationships with our employer groups. So we have Surrey Teachers Association, which are all the teachers. We have our support local that handles all the janitorial, custodial, clerical, all of those. We have admin. We have principals and vice principals. And this is the role of the trustees, to make sure that we listen to the needs of those groups as well. The third sort of part that we need to really attend to is parents and teachers. We need to make sure that their voices are heard, and I think we have. We've been very, very careful to have community forums and to listen what they have to say. And in the end, I think as a group, because we do work well together, we spend more time doing the work of the board rather than arguing or who are sort of not having good relationships with each other. And I think that's important for a board to work well together so you get the work of the board done.
Thank you so much. And now it's time for you, Garry, and your time starts now.
ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਦੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਥੋੜੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਈਬੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬੜਾ ਪਪੂਲਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਸਾਊਥ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਨਫ ਹੈਗੇ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂਡੇਟਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਨਫ ਸਪੇਸ ਹੋਵੇ ਸੋ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਬਣ ਗਏ ਇਨਫ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਪੇਸ ਹੋਈ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੁਆਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਈਬੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਸੋ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਪੇਸ ਅਲਾਉ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੋਰ ਵਾਧੂ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਿਮਿਲਰਲੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਲਾਸਟ ਟਰਮ ਮੈਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਐਡਵੋਕੇਸੀ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਗੂ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬੜਾ ਮਾਣ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਪਿਛਲੇ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ 3 ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੋਰ ਐਡ ਕਰ ਲਏ ਤੇ 4 ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਸਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਫ੍ਰੈਂਚ ਇਮਰਜਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਪੂਲਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਬੋਰਡ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਾ ਵੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ 5 ਸਕੂਲ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਗਲੇ 2-3 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫ੍ਰੈਂਚ ਇਮਰਜਨ ਲਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਡੈਡੀਕੇਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਟਾਫ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ
Thank you so much, Garry, and nobody exceed 2 minutes. That's really awesome.
Not even Garry.
No, not even Garry. We are talking about schools where the future are. All the students are future of the country, of the city, right? So some people are concerned about some issues that they are facing. Right now, there is a big issue of crime. So crime is increasing day by day in youth. So they are involved in drugs and like the fights you can see like every single day we have in every week you can say we are getting news for fires and gunshots and what are the plans to control it? So Garry.
Well, we've already been involved in a very successful RAP program. It's a sophisticated program that engages youth who might otherwise choose a less than positive lifestyle and allows them to create positive relationships within their community, with their family, and within the school. That's something that's a partnership that we're very proud of with ourselves, with the City of Surrey, the RCMP here in Surrey, the federal government and the provincial government. So it's a multi-agency partnership. And we will, again, as part of our advocacy efforts, will continue to, with our meetings with MPs, for example, request additional funding. Not that long ago, the federal minister of public safety was out here and announced more funds for this program. So we support it, we encourage it, and we will, to the greatest extent possible, encourage expansion of that program because we know that there's more youth that can be helped out there. We also have, in partnership with the Surrey RCMP, they also have a presence. Albeit we wish it was more, but they have a presence in our schools, in our high schools in particular, and we would encourage that and to the greatest extent possible work with the City of Surrey and achieve that as an increase as well. The other thing, just quickly, is that we do provide appropriate policies and training for all of our site-based, so all the school staff and leadership to make sure that they know how to handle issues and incidents that might occur on the actual school grounds, playgrounds, fields, etc. So we do have a plan in place, and our goal will be to continue to enhance that to the greatest extent we can.
And some people are talking about police, that they need a local police instead of the federal police. We have everybody from Ottawa, and they need the local police. So what do you think about it?
Well, I mean, that's a council decision, but I will say this, is that regardless of whether it's RCMP or it's city police, you've still got locally based police officers, regardless of which way it goes. What it boils down to is making sure that you've got appropriate leadership in that police force and that the appropriate number of police officers and civilian staff to support them to make sure that they can do the work that's required. I think that's really what the issue is all about. Is there enough funding to be able to adequately staff the police that are required? I don't think it's the board's purview to get involved on whether it should be RCMP or not. We know that's a discussion that's happening on the council campaign, and I think it's best that we let them handle that.
And if I'm talking about the parents and you have a PAC program in the school, and some people say that there is nothing in the PAC, the teachers, they are not involved, or the principals are not involved, or the teacher says the parents are not involved in the program. So the PAC for that program, what are you doing for the parents and for the teachers?
I think Bob would be the best candidate to answer that, because he served in PAC and DPAC for longest time. So.
So if I understand the question properly, you're asking about what you think the question
What you
is PACs.
what is lack in the parent side? Is something is lacking, or in teacher side, because people are not ready to get involved in the PAC programs.
Well, I think there can be an issue in some schools with diversity and with some people not feeling maybe comfortable with coming out to PAC meetings. So I think it's really incumbent on PACs as much as possible to be welcoming and make sure that all the community is represented, that the PAC looks a lot like the community and the school does. And some PACs do a wonderful job of that. PACs, you have to remember, are volunteers, are voluntary, and they run on their own. So it's not really a school board role. But we certainly support our PACs. We liaise with our DPAC, our district PAC, which also then liaises with their PACs to get issues that they are concerned about to our board, and we're certainly certainly are very supportive of that. So I think it is always a struggle, not even just culturally, but just with parents in general, that it's often the same parents that come out, so it's always a struggle to bring new people out. But I think, like I say, a lot of our PACs do a very good job of that. We have some PACs that have very large meetings. As you get to secondary level, I think parents then are used to just dropping their kids off and moving on, so we certainly would hope they would stay involved with that. And it's really important to look at PACs not just as a fundraising tool, which is how maybe some people see that. It's really not their role. It's great when they are able to do that and have a fun community event that maybe raises some money for a couple extra things at the school, but really their role is to be there for each other, to help support, and also to get information from the district to their parents so they understand what's going on, and the other way around, so they can take feedback from the parents and bring it to us at the district so we can understand what issues the parents may have that they would like us to address.
And what are the plans if they are not involving in the PAC programs? Do you have any plans, or are you working on something that they will involve in the program?
Well, I'll pass. I think Terry has to say. I'll say we certainly support PACs and whatever they need from us to help out with getting more parents involved. But I think Terry had something he wanted to say on that.
Well, as a board, we have community forums, right, where we invite all the parents out and to bring their issues to us, right? And as a board, we go there as 100%. The board is there, and we want them to tell us what their problems are, what they don't think they're being supported in. And, as a board, I have to say that we do a tremendous job in that. The problem is, as you've pointed out, is that they then get what I consider very poor attendance from the parents. So you leave there knowing in your own heart and your own mind that there are a problem, but you're not getting the people there to tell us what the problem is. We can address a number of those issues, right? We have drug and alcohol programs. We have forums around drugs and all of that to inform parents and to look out for what could happen to the children when they start to slide that way. But unless people come to us and tell us, we can put on all the forums every night of the week. But if the people are not out there, then we don't hear what they truly need. And I understand parents' concerns, and I understand, and we all understand that they work very, very hard. And to give up that amount of 2 or 3 hours, after working hard all day to come and listen to other people talk is sometimes very difficult, right? And sometimes the language barrier doesn't help. But I do want to assure people that this board has always been open to listening to what their concerns are. We always have been, and we always will be. This collective board, as I said, constantly runs forums, runs information sessions, but getting the people out is a problem, exactly what you said. But it's not because the board doesn't care.
But if you have something that people will attract, that encourage parents to come and join the PAC programs, so you have any particular solution for the parents to encourage them?
We have programs where we invite parents into the school to read with the children, to mingle with the staff, and we do all of that. And during the day, to try and get grandparents out to understand what's available to them, and also for their families. And so, you know, we can only do so much, right? And we have limited resources too. But you know, we spend our money wisely, and we certainly use our resources to the best of our ability to draw in the public. You know, and we've had, you know, potluck dinners and everything where they've been well attended. Yet you go to another school, you do exactly the same thing, and as Bob says, there's just maybe the 2 or 3 leaders of the pack that are there, and the board sits there and says, well, what are we going to do? What do you want to talk about? And those people feel intimidated. So it doesn't solve any of the problems. But, you know, I think the public has to know that we're there, and we're there for them. And if they identify their issues when we have these forums, then the board will deal with them.
Perfect.
I mentioned too, something else we've done is, as a board, is we've now got a lot of options available online. So what Terry alluded to earlier is very true, where he says, you know, parents work very hard, and it's difficult to have them come out for a few hours because they're busy with their kids, with sports, with different things. It's hard to have them come out to meetings. So what we have is, with most of our forums, we have Play Speak is what it's called, basically an online forum where parents are able, if they can't come to the event in person, they can at least get online. Maybe they aren't on time, maybe they're not comfortable, whatever it might be. They can come online and give us a lot of good feedback that way. So we try to really open up all the channels we possibly can, and as many venues as we can that parents, if they can't come to meetings or aren't comfortable coming to meetings, we do it that way. We also have resources available in other languages too, because language can be a barrier as well.
Yes. So ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ। ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਰਹੂਗਾ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਸਕੂਗਾ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ, if I am talking about lack of diversity in teachers, they are a big issue. So what you say about the diversity of the teachers? You want to talk about it, Larry?
Well, I can talk a little bit about it. So part of it is, for one thing, is not just only recruiting the diversity, but making sure that we retain the teachers that we do have. And part of that is we do it through some retention programs that we have by increasing their benefits, especially for teachers on call who are trying to get some hours in and trying to post for a full-time job. So these usually are right out of university, and they're trying to acquire hours and times to get some seniority so they can post. And part of it is with TOCs in some districts, they get paid for the long weekends. And ours for Surrey doesn't. So we've always sort of put that part in the budget, thinking, should we consider this, giving our TOCs options so that they will find Surrey more attractive. So part of it is trying to keep the teachers here, increasing benefits and health and wellness, and making sure there's some mental health seminars they can go to. This is all a concern. They do go to the universities prior to the teachers graduating to try and get them to come to Surrey and say, this is what we offer. But I think making teachers feel welcome, no matter what the culture or background is very important. And we've worked with the superintendent to try and figure out ways that, say, teachers that are coming from other countries and need to get their credentials done, and figuring out, working with the Welcome Center to figure how can we do this? How can we make sure that teachers who come with certificates from other countries can get them validated so that they can work in Surrey without having to start from the beginning? So those are some of the things we've done to try and make Surrey more diverse, because it is, our population is 40% South Asian, so we really need to look at that. And children need to see those teachers of their ethnic background teaching them, so they need to see that. And with 40%, it should be shown. And this is not just diversity for South Asians, but also for Aboriginals. We have the highest Aboriginal population in the Lower Mainland is in Surrey. And so we really need to have children reflect that they can see people that look like them or from their background, so that they can see this is what I need to do. So it's trying to understand how do we attract these people and keep them working for Surrey once they do their practicum, and finding out that Surrey is a great place to work. So.
Thank you. If I'm talking about portables portables are a big issue now. We have 333 portables, and they are growing really fast. And this year we have more than 2 dozens, I can say 17 to 18 portables. They added new portables, right? So that's a big issue. So they promised before that they are going to get rid of the portables in like coming years. Now it's 4 years. You said you were as a team you are working in 4 years, and the portables are growing, not decreasing. So what is the reason behind that?
ਸੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੜੇ ਜੇ ਸਪਸ਼ਟ ਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਆਨਸਰ ਕਰਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਬੌਬ ਨੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੁਪਰੀਮ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੀ ਰੂਲਿੰਗ ਆਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਕਲਾਸ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕੰਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੈਂਡੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਮਾਤ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 22 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਠਾ ਸਕਦੇ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੇ 30 ਤੱਕ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਸੀ। ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ 73,000 ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਸਿਟੀ ਵਾਈਡ, 73,000 ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 7 ਜਾਂ 8 ਬੱਚੇ ਪੁੱਲ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਬਿਠਾਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ? ਜੋ ਸੁਪਰੀਮ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੀ ਰੂਲਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂਡੇਟ ਆ, ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਦੇਸ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ 7-8 ਵਾਧੂ ਬੱਚੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੱਢੇ, ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 50-55 ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਐਡ ਕਰਨੇ ਪਏ, ਇਸ ਸਾਲ 17 ਹੋਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂਡੇਟ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਾਂ, ਹੁਣ ਸਿਰਫ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮੀਟ ਕਰਨਾ, ਤੇ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਨਿਊ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਕਮਿੰਗ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੇ 4-5 ਸਕੂਲ ਆ ਰਹੇ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਾਸਟ ਬੋਰਡ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਮਤਾ ਪਾਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਸਟਾਫ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇ, ਪਲਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਨੂੰ 50% ਤੱਕ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਘਟਾਉਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ ਉਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੁਣ ਉੱਧਰ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਹੁਣ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਐਸੇ ਰਫਤਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ 50% ਘੱਟ ਕਰ ਦਿਆਂਗੇ। ਪਰ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਮੇਜਰ ਚੰਕ ਆਫ ਮਨੀ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਉਹ ਜਲਦੀ ਵੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ।
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਸੇ ਰਫਤਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇਈ ਜਾਣ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਸੀ, ਸੋ ਪਰ ਐਕਟ 17 ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਵੱਧ ਗਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ? ਜੇ ਇਹ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਪੈ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀ, ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਘਟਣ ਦੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ। ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਆ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਕੀ ਆ? ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਸਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਡਿਕੁਏਟ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਲਈ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਲੰਮੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੀ। ਉਹ ਪਿਛਲੇ 1.5 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ 2 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੋਈ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ $350 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ। ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 60 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਡਾਲਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੇਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ। ਸੋ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ, ਜੇ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ, ਬਾਏ ਦੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈਂਡ ਪਰਚੇਜ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ, ਸਕੂਲ ਬਿਲਡ ਹੋਣਾ, ਇਟ ਟੇਕਸ ਅਬਾਊਟ 3 to 4 years to basically put the students in that school. ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਫੇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਰੈਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਗਲੇ 1-2 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਡੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਛਲੇ 2 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਐਡ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਪਰ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਔਨਵਰਡਸ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਐਡ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਚੱਕਣੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰ ਦੇਣੇ।
ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਘੱਟ ਜਾਣ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਡਿਫਿਕਲਟੀਜ਼ ਫੇਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ, ਵੀ ਵਰ ਟਾਕਿੰਗ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਸਕੂਲਸ, there are already 3 and 4 new schools, but still the students are in portables, and some people are not getting admissions as well, because we have 700 to 1,000 immigrants every year, right? And the students are growing very fast, and they need admissions in the schools. And what are you guys doing for that?
So I'll just talk about that. So no child is ever denied admission to Surrey schools. They may be denied at a certain school because that school is overcrowded and there may be an adjacent school that isn't. Well, part of the things with portables is that it's only a classroom. It doesn't give you the science lab, it doesn't give you the music room, it doesn't give you the adequate washrooms, and it also takes up space. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that we have lobbied so much. And we have worked with Minister Fleming to try and get a special formula just for Surrey, because Surrey is different. It's certainly growing, and it's going to continue to grow. And I think as a board, we all feel we do need to reduce, and I did hear Trustee Thin talk about the motion that we had. But part of it is too, Surrey is so large and growing that we will always have portables. We need portables when additions are being built or when a school is being built, but we also need portables for when seismic upgrades are being done. So there will always be a need for portables, but hopefully not in the numbers that we've had. And working with the minister again, like I said, Trustee Allen and I one day flew over in this terrible little plane just to talk for an hour to Minister Fleming to try and say, okay, let's get down to business and see what we can do. And we did sort of get him to understand that we need a different formula for Surrey. It can't be waiting till the children sort of get to the steps. It has to be before that. And we work with the city of Surrey as well, trying to figure out where do they need to be built. And we all see a need certainly to reduce the portables.
So it's time for a commercial break and then we will talk about it again. So ਹੁਣ ਵੇਲਾ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਲਦ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਣੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਣੇ ਰਹੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ। ब्रेक तो बाद ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਫਰਸਟ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਟੀਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ 4 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਸਰਵ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਟੇਕ ਕੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਟਰਸਟੀਜ਼ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੇਨ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕੰਪਲੇਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਸੁਣਨੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ we were talking about the issues but the real issues or challenges you were faced in 4 years what were they?
Well, the big thing for me always has been and always probably will be capital, is really want to get the capital moving. And something, I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't really talk much about what we do. And I think it's a mistake we make sometimes is, as a board, we just put our heads down and we do the work, and we don't really brag a lot about the work that we're doing all the time. So the community sometimes feels we don't advocate when we are actually doing a lot of work. Lori mentioned earlier about the 60 meetings we've had, either formally, informally, or letter writing or emails. A lot of that work goes on behind the scenes, and we don't even mention that. And that will continue. That's work I was doing certainly before I was on the board and on DPAC, and it's work that we're very proud of, and we'll continue advocating very strongly for our students because we feel we have big needs for capital here in Surrey and other needs as well. We're always advocating and we'll continue to do so.
Thank you. You sure?
I think one of the challenges is that we continue to receive the level of funding that we have. You've heard all of the good things that we do. You've heard of also the questions that have been asked about crime and all of those things. Without the funding, none of that would happen. And so as a board, we truly believe that we have to maintain the pressure on whatever government's in power to continue to maintain that funding level so we can bring to the students of Surrey the education that they truly deserve. I think as a team, we have done the very best we possibly can, and I think if the citizens of Surrey wish to continue to see that growth as far as education goes, then the best thing for them to do is to vote for the Surrey First Education team.
Thank you, Terry. Your turn.
All right. Well, you've heard already this
Yes.
afternoon a number of our successes and accomplishments, and I'm very proud of them. I know we all are very proud of them. And as we've said, part of that is because we work so well as a team and we're focused on students at the center of our decision making. And our team is committed to continue to do that. And if you want proven results and proven leadership, then this is the team. And we need all 6 of us there in order to be able to continue that work. In terms of the future, what are some of those challenges? Bob's already mentioned about capital and portables, reduction of portables, expansion and building of new schools. I think it's important when we talk about safety. I think that, as I talked about earlier, I think that student success is something that's key to what we're talking about. We're talking about students coming through our system and leaving with a diploma of graduation at the end of that. And we want to make sure that they're taught well during that whole process. So, there's a whole bunch of things, but I think if we can continue, I know we will, the 6 of us will continue to forge ahead with very similar, if not better results than what we've achieved in the last 4 years.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Hi. So as Trustee Timichuk had said, it's the 6 of us on the board, but we also have a 7th player, which is the board person that's elected from White Rock. And as a board, we have worked very well together. And if you were to come in, you would not know who was who. We vote things. We all come from very different backgrounds, and it's taken, I have to say, probably the first 2 years for us to meld together and really understand how things work and how we work together. We continually have in-services probably once a month that keep us up to date on current on what's available, the programs that are in school, the education. We have in-services on the IB program to make sure that we know what it is. And this also helps us when we go out in the community. We can explain and talk to people when they say, well, Lori, did you know about this? And you can say, well, yes, I did. We actually had an in-service. And this is very helpful to parents and to students. But I think ultimately, besides trying to fund and do the advocacy for that piece, it is for the parents and the students, and mostly the students, to make sure that we get the work done for them. And that special needs students, students that have minor learning disabilities to major ones, that everybody gets the care and the education they need so that every student in Surrey has just an equitable education. And I think that's what we're all about, is ensuring that. So, I'm asking everybody to vote together for us as a team, because we are a team and we do work well together. Thank you.
So, मैं actually ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ, ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ। ਉਹ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ 6 ਜਾਂ 7 ਟਰਸਟੀ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਠਾ ਦਿਓ ਉੱਥੇ ਲਿਜਾ ਕੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੈਜਿਕ ਬਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਜਾਣੀ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਓਵਰਨਾਈਟ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਚੱਕ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ। everyone have to go through that process that we are doing. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਡਵਾਂਟੇਜ ਇਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਵੀ we go along very well, ਸਾਡਾ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸਾਡਾ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ, ਪਿਛਲੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੀ, ਔਰ ਹੁਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ। ਸਾਡੇ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ 1-on-1 ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਨਵਰਸੇਸ਼ਨ ਚੱਲਦੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ, ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਰੀ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੱਡੇ ਚੰਕ ਮਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ। ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 73,000 ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੇਰੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 150,000 ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਅਗੇਨ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਾਚਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢਾ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਵੋ, ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰੀ ਲਈ ਜੋ ਲੋੜੀਂਦਾ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੰਗ ਸੂਬਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਕਰੀਏ, ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਸਰੀ ਲਈ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ, ਜੋ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਸਕੀਏ ਜੀ।
Thank you, Garry. We talked about issues you guys faced, the issues community is facing. Students are the center of the community. You can see that trustees, schools are there for students. So we are, you guys and everybody are doing a good, like for the students, right? So students are the major part to concern. So if I'm talking about the elections, you guys served for 4 years and now you are again in elections. So why people vote you? Because sometimes people need change, sometimes they want the experienced stuff. You have like experience and from many years. So of course the experience we need, the community need expert persons. So why people vote for you? So I will start from Garry.
So ਮੈਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਹ ਮੋਨੀਟਰੀ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ, ਮੈਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਇਆ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਿੰਗਲਵਾੜਾ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਰੋਟਰੀ ਕਲੱਬ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੋਂ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ 28 ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੋੜੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਮੀਟਿੰਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਦੇਖੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਸੋ ਇਫ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਕੰਸਰਨਡ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੋ, ਦੇਖੋ ਵੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਚੱਲਦਾ। ਕਈ ਐਸੇ ਭੁਲੇਖੇ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਖਰਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਟਾਈਆਂ, ਕਿਸੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਦੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਸੁਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਟਾਈਆਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਏਸੀ ਰੂਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਦਾ ਕਈਆਂ ਦਾ ਭੁਲੇਖਾ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਐਸ ਭੁਲੇਖੇ ਨਾਲ ਟਰਸਟੀ ਬਣਨ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਇੱਛੁਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਓ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਆਫਿਸ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ। There's no office for any trustee. We just go there, sit, do our meeting, do our in camera and in service ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ, and then yes, absolutely there's a reserve parking for a trustee ਹਾਂਜੀ so ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੋ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਪਿਛਲੇ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਆ 20 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ 20 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਬਣਾਓ ਜੀ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ Laurie.
As a trustee, I've been on the board for 10 years.
Yes.
And I think there has to be said a lot about experience, because for the first 2 years, it really is a learning spot. You really are learning what your role is and what your authority is. When you first get elected, you sort of think your role is one thing, and you very easily find out it's not that at all. So as a trustee, I think I've developed and I've taken a lot of educational things that have been offered to us and in services. But I think part of it is making sure that when you get a phone call or when you get an email, that you respond to that and you respond to it quickly. And if you don't have the answer, you make sure you send it to the person that does, and you follow up with the person that sent it to say, if you don't hear from a reply within 2 days or a day, please call me back. And I think that's what parents need. They need to be heard, and they need to know that you've listened to them. So even if you don't have the answer, you will make sure that you get the answer to them. And sometimes it's not the answer they want. And I think that's what they want from a trustee. They want to know that they are listened to, because to them, their child is the most important person in the world. And having 4 children myself that are now adults and 4 grandchildren, I know that's why I'm a trustee as well, to make sure that grandchildren and children and adults get the education they need, and a lot of that just comes with more experience and more understanding of how to work as a trustee.
Thank you. Well said.
Thank you. When you ask the question, what wouldn't people want to vote for change? And I guess my question is, well, why is the need to vote for change? We've talked about our successes over the last 4 years. We've talked about the fact that we work well together. We don't waste a lot of time arguing and bickering about things. We focus on what's the right decision for student-centered decision making. The other thing is that this is an important job. We're talking about a district with 73,000 students, several thousand employees, and a budget that's well over $700 million a year. You don't want to put that into the hands of rookies. We've got the experience. We've all been here. Collectively, over 60 years experience as a school trustee amongst all of us. That's pretty significant. And you take a look at our individual backgrounds and what we bring to the table. And you look at what we've done in the past and what I know that we can accomplish in the future. When Laurie talks about the first 2 years taking time to sort of ground your feet, there's no doubt about that. We're ready to go. We won't have to waste the next 2 years. We've got 4 full years to get that job done to the very best of our ability. And I know, I'm confident in my heart that with the 6 of us around that table, and of course the one from White Rock too, we can't forget that person, that we will look back 4 years from now and be very proud of those accomplishments as well.
Thank you.
It's all about experience and proven leadership.
Thank you. I think 16 years on the board has taught me, and certainly that the board is completely student-driven. There's no decision that we don't make, whether it's part of the $800 million budget or what, moving programs, moving anything. The whole thing is student-driven, and that's our goal. There's nothing that we want to achieve other than the fact that we need to have the best form of education for the students of Surrey. And I think that as a team, we've proven that. And I think that people need to have that comfort, that the fact that our #1 goal always has been and always will be is the students of Surrey. The decisions we make might not always suit the parents, right? When we have to move programs or we have to do all the things we have to do, boundary changes. But at the end of the day, it's not because that's what we want to do. We do it because we know at the end of the day it's the best thing for the students of Surrey. And that's why as a team, I urge the parents of Surrey to continue to support this team, because this team is totally student driven. There is no other agenda that we've ever had or that we will ever have other than the students of Surrey.
Yes, true. Well said. Students are the main concern.
Absolutely, yeah. One thing I want to talk about was the fact is that our experience also gives us relationships we've built up. And certainly I look at Laurie and Terry and how long they've been on the board, and they've built up some really strong relationships on committees outside of our board work, at the provincial level, at the city level. And as the newer trustees, we have started to do that as well. So we have such strong relationships built up all over the place that are already in place that really allow us to get a lot of work done. And to me, it's all about the team. Any of us could have run on our own. It's certainly probably a little easier campaign to run all by yourself and not have to worry about getting along with everybody else and just do your own thing. But we know how well this team works together. We know how we all have different backgrounds, different strengths, and it all comes together in one great team to do great work together. So that's why we definitely encourage voters to put our whole Surrey First Education team back in the board again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for talking to us. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿਣਾ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ
ਚਾਹੋਗੇ?
ਐਂਡ ਤੇ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ ਦਾ ਤੇ FYA ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮੇਂ-ਸਮੇਂ ਸਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜੀ
Thank you so much and good luck for the elections and we can't wait for 20th October, right? And thank you so much for coming. So ਇਹ ਸਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ Surrey First Education team ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹੀ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਦਾ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੀ ਭਲਾਈ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਉਹ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੀਇਲੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਰਕ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਕੰਪਲਿਸ਼ਮੈਂਟਸ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 20 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਹਜੇ ਵੋਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਉਸੇ ਟੀਮ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਉਸੇ ਆਦਮੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਉਸੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੂੰ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਵੋਟ ਉਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਰੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਰਾਹ ਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਨਵੇਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ